Have you ever wondered why a once comforting act now feels disconnected? Something that used to be effortless, soothing, even pleasurable, now feels rushed, empty, or frustrating. You're not alone. As men age, both the body and the mind undergo quiet, powerful changes. What once worked like clockwork in your 30s or 40s may no longer feel satisfying in your 60s or 70s. Yet despite all the conversations about aging health and longevity, few dare to talk openly about one of the most personal routines many men carry into older age: masturbation. Yes, we're going there. And here's why masturbation in your senior years isn't just normal, it can be absolutely essential to your physical health, mental clarity, emotional stability, and sexual confidence. And this is crucial only if it's done mindfully. Unfortunately, many older men unknowingly bring outdated habits, misinformation, and societal shame into this deeply private space. And those hidden beliefs, they can quietly erode your satisfaction, lower your sensitivity, and even contribute to long-term dysfunction. Today we're going to break down the 7 most common and silent mistakes men make with masturbation after 60, according to leading doctors and men's health experts. And more importantly, I'll help you reclaim this space with wisdom, self-respect, and a renewed sense of vitality. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss out on more honest, age-smart health content. If you enjoy what you're learning, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know how we can improve. Now let's dive in. Mistake 1. Believing in the semen. Retention myth. Somewhere along the way, many men were told that withholding ejaculation would give them superpowers, boosting testosterone, sharpening focus, or unlocking hidden energy reserves. It's an idea rooted in outdated traditions and modern internet pseudoscience. While it's true that short periods of abstinence may slightly shift hormone levels, the reality is far more human and far more complex. Your body was designed for release. When you suppress that natural function for weeks or even months, especially past the age of 60, you risk pelvic congestion, prostate discomfort, irritability, mood swings, and even increased risk of prostate issues. Doctors agree. Healthy, moderate ejaculation is beneficial. It helps regulate hormone levels, supports prostate health, reduces stress, and can improve your sleep. Holding it all in for mythical energy boosts usually leads to frustration, not power. So instead of chasing control for its own sake, consider masturbation as a form of self-maintenance, just like stretching, eating clean, or meditating. It's a practice that supports your overall wellness when done with presence and intention. Mistake 2. Using the same grip and technique. Every time we're creatures of habit, but when it comes to self-pleasure, repetition can work against you. Many older men use the exact same grip, pressure, and rhythm they've relied on for decades, and without realizing it, their bodies adapt. That same stimulation repeated endlessly trains your nervous system to respond only to that exact routine. The result? Reduced sensitivity. Difficulty climaxing, disconnection from partnered intimacy, frustration and confusion. Here's the fix. Introduce variety. Switch hands, change the grip, slow down or speed up. Try different rhythms or incorporate new tools. It's not about abandoning what works, it's about expanding what's possible. Think of it like exercise. Your muscles grow when challenged with different movements. Your capacity for pleasure does too. Mistake 3. Rushing through the experience. Most men learn to masturbate in their teens in secret, in a hurry, maybe even with a sense of guilt. That urgency becomes ingrained. And decades later, many still rush the experience. Here's the problem: rushing disconnects you from real pleasure. It turns the act into something mechanical, something to get over with. You go through the motions but miss the depth, the sensual buildup, the emotional release, the sense of connection to your own body. When you hurry, your body doesn't have time to build natural arousal. Your mind races ahead instead of staying present. And over time, this pattern can dull sensitivity and narrow your range of pleasure. So slow it down. Let yourself explore. Let desire rise gradually. make it less about the goal and more about the journey. You may be shocked by how much sensation returns. Still with me? Good, because the next mistake is even more subtle. It's something most men don't even notice yet. It can deeply affect your performance, your mood, and your relationship with your own body. We'll break it down in the next section. Mistake number 4, ignoring the role of breath, emotion, and fantasy. In the previous section, we explored how rushing through the experience can dull pleasure and deepen disconnection. Now we'll continue uncovering the often overlooked mistakes that limit satisfaction, and more importantly, how to correct them with confidence and care. Mistake 4. Ignoring the rest of your body. Over a lifetime, many men have been conditioned, consciously or not, to focus exclusively on their genitals during self-pleasure. It becomes a default pattern, a narrow path walked so often it feels like the only route. But what if you discovered that your body holds an entire map of untapped pleasure zones just waiting to be explored? The truth is, your body is covered in nerve-ending sensitive tissues and areas that, when gently awakened, can transform your entire experience. By limiting stimulation to only one area, you miss out on a symphony of sensations your body is still more than capable of offering, even after 60. Consider this: your inner thighs, chest, lower abdomen, neck, shoulders, and especially the perineum, the area between the scrotum and anus, are packed with nerves that can heighten arousal, intensify emotional presence, and deepen the entire experience. These areas aren't just optional add-ons. They're keys to helping you feel more grounded, more present, and more alive. Simple gestures: a soft caress on the chest, light circular motion on the inner thighs, the cool sensation of fingertips on the abdomen can all spark sensations that surprise you with their depth. Temperature play, gentle massage, or even a warm cloth on the back of your neck can increase circulation and awaken areas long forgotten. This isn't about being experimental or out there. It's about reconnecting with your full self. You are not just one part of your body. You are an intricate, connected system of muscles, emotions, nerves, and awareness. When you bring attention to more of your body, the entire experience becomes richer, more complete, more human. So the next time you begin, pause and ask yourself, what part of me have I been overlooking? Mistake 5. Avoiding lubrication. As the body ages, natural changes in skin hydration and sensitivity can subtly shift how physical touch feels, and yet many older men continue to masturbate without using lubrication out of habit, embarrassment, or the belief that it's just not necessary. The reality: avoiding lubrication can quietly diminish your experience and even lead to discomfort or micro-injuries. Without lubrication, friction increases. This can cause irritation, chafing, and microscopic damage that reduces sensitivity over time. What begins as a dry, hurried session can end in physical discomfort and emotional frustration. But when you introduce a quality lubricant, the experience transforms. Lubrication provides smoother, more natural motion, heightened sensitivity, decreased effort, especially for men with arthritis or limited mobility, greater arousal and deeper connection to touch, a sensation that more closely mimics intimacy with a partner. And here's the most important part: there is no shame in using supportive tools. Just like we wear reading glasses to help our vision, or choose cushioned shoes for comfort, lubricant is simply a tool that honors your body's evolving needs. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. When you embrace lubrication, you may find your pleasure lasts longer, feels more intense, and becomes far more comfortable. In other words, it can bring you back into full alignment with your body, gently, naturally, and beautifully. Mistake 6. Feeling shame or guilt about the act. Even with the right techniques, tools, and mindset in place, there's one invisible force that can sabotage your entire experience: shame. For many men over 60, the messages received in childhood or young adulthood still linger. Whether from religion, family culture, or silence, many were taught that masturbation is something shameful, secretive, or even sinful. And though decades have passed, those internalized beliefs often resurface quietly. You may know logically that self-pleasure is healthy, but still you feel the need to rush, to hide, to feel guilty afterward, and that emotional tension can become a wall between you and your own body. So here's the truth. There is nothing shameful about choosing to care for yourself. Masturbation, when approached with intention, can be a form of stress relief, a tool for emotional grounding, a practice of self-respect, even a kind of spiritual presence being in your body fully without judgment. Research shows that older adults who masturbate regularly experience improved mood, better sleep, lower anxiety, higher self-confidence, but those benefits only emerge when the act is free of guilt. Letting go of shame doesn't happen overnight. It starts by asking, where did these beliefs come from? Are they truly mine, or were they handed down unquestioned? When you begin to reframe masturbation as a form of natural self-care, everything changes. You show yourself that you are still worthy of joy, still capable of intimacy with yourself, and still deserving of peace, not just physically, but emotionally. You are not indulging. You are investing in your health. A gentle preview of what's next. Emotional freedom is a cornerstone of deeper pleasure. But there's still one final mistake, one that many men don't even know exists. It's subtle, often invisible, and yet it can drastically limit your pleasure as your body continues to change with age. Most men don't even realize it's an option until they try it, and when they do, it shifts everything. We've explored the emotional layers, techniques, and self-perceptions that shape pleasure after 60. Now let's bring our attention to a crucial truth. The tools you choose matter more than ever, and ignoring them might quietly be holding you back. Mistake 7. Ignoring tools and enhancements, designed for men over 60. As we age, our bodies naturally evolve. Sensitivity shifts, dexterity changes, stamina adjusts. And yet many men continue using the same methods and approaches to self-pleasure they relied on decades ago, sometimes out of habit, sometimes out of pride, and often simply because they aren't aware of what's available. But here's the thing, you don't have to keep doing things the hard way. There are now dozens of innovative, discreet, and user-friendly tools designed specifically to support men over 60. These enhancements aren't about replacing your touch or making things weird. They're about adapting wisely to your body's current needs, just as you would with reading glasses or orthotic shoes. Think of them as supportive allies, not crutches. Soft silicone sleeves that simulate natural warm texture, ergonomic tools that make movement easier for stiff hands, gentle low-vibration massagers that activate nerve endings with a level of precision touch alone can't always reach. These aren't gimmicks. They're smart choices designed for comfort function and, yes, renewed pleasure. Using them doesn't diminish your masculinity. On the contrary, it empowers you to engage with your body in new, fulfilling ways. You may even discover sensations you haven't felt in years or perhaps ever. This isn't indulgence. This is modern self-care customized for the strong, seasoned version of yourself you've become. A new mindset and a complete approach to self-pleasure. So now that we've covered myths, technique, shame, and tools, what ties it all together? Mindset. Because the biggest shift you can make at this stage of life isn't just physical, it's emotional. Many men enter their later years with routines built on secrecy, speed, and outdated beliefs. But when you begin to see self-pleasure not as a hidden habit, but as a form of self-respect, something changes. You begin to approach your body not as something that's fading, but as something that's evolving. Let go of the idea that this time in your life is a descent. Instead, start treating it as a rediscovery. Embrace a mindset that values curiosity over performance, presence over pressure, sensation over outcome. When you slow down, explore new areas of your body, embrace tools that meet your current needs, and release old judgments, you unlock a version of pleasure that is more intimate, more meaningful, and more sustainable. And perhaps most importantly, you reclaim a piece of yourself that never really left. It was simply waiting for permission to re-emerge. Conclusion. Reclaiming pleasure, confidence, and self-respect. Reaching your 60s, 70s or beyond doesn't mean closing the door on intimacy. It means opening it with deeper wisdom, clearer intention, and greater self-compassion. Throughout this journey, we've explored the 7 silent mistakes that can quietly steal satisfaction from your most private moments. 1. Believing in the semen retention myth. 2. Repeating the same grip and technique. 3. Rushing through the experience. 4. Ignoring the rest of your body. 5. Avoiding lubrication. 6. Carrying guilt or shame. 7. Overlooking modern tools that could support your needs. But beyond those points, what really matters is this. What will you do with this knowledge? You now have the opportunity to create a new experience, one that respects who you are today, not who you used to be. You're not chasing the past. You're building a better present. And here's the truth I want you to remember. You're not too old. You're not broken. And you are certainly not alone. In fact, many men report that with just a few small changes in mindset, technique, and tools, they don't just feel better. They feel reborn in their confidence, clarity, and joy. This isn't about physical release. This is about self-trust, ownership, and the right to feel good without guilt, without apology. So now that you've listened, reflected, and perhaps even seen yourself in these words, the next step is simple: begin. Give yourself permission to be curious again, to grow again, to feel again. Because the truth is, what's waiting on the other side may be more powerful, more healing, and more pleasurable than anything you expected. Let's keep this conversation going. These lessons are meant to support you in living fully, deeply, and authentically at any age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you learned today that you're going to apply in your life? Share it in the comments. Let's build a space where truth, growth, and wisdom are always welcome. If you found this video valuable, please comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment 0 and let us know how we can do better. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering, age-smart content created with you in mind. Thank you for being here.